My name is Amrita, and today I'm going to take you through a checklist to prepare you for a photo shoot, one that you've booked or you're about to book. Now, preparing for a photo shoot may not seem like a very big deal for many, but I've seen quite a few parents who are pretty anxious before a photo shoot because I think it stems from not knowing what the photo shoot entails or what the workflow of the photographer is. So here I am to clear all of those doubts and take the stress away of hoping you haven't forgotten to pack something for it. Starting with, investing in a professional photographer means you have access to a professional's creative direction, their expertise, and of course, their retouching skills. And let me not forget to mention their team who will be involved in setting up the A to Z of your photo shoot so that you can have a seamless experience. The way to decide a photographer for yourself is finding someone whose style you appreciate, whose ideation you admire, and whose approach you're most likely fond of. Once you've figured out your photographer, the next thing you want to do is decide the mood of the photo shoot you want to set. Do you visualize something that's very relaxed, natural, and organic, shot at home with no props and no frills attached? Or do you visualize this as something shot in a beautiful outdoor location? Or maybe even a breathtaking setup inside a studio? Now, this brainstorming session that you have with your photographer, where you communicate what you're visualizing, is called a pre-shoot consultation. Of course, there's Pinterest to pull out a ton of inspiration ideas and photos to show your photographer. Or you could just simply ask them, what is practical, what would work best in your scenario, and have them come up with ideas because photographers are pretty much a powerhouse of ideas. Now that you've chosen the mood of the photo shoot, it's time to dress the part. If you're going for something that's soft and elegant, then make sure you choose something that goes with the style by, picking softer colors or pastel shades like oatmeal, nudes, and the likes of that. If you want to go for a very loud concept, then you want to choose bolder colors like bright pinks, reds, maroons, or anything in that color palette. So first, based on the type of photo shoot you're going for, choose your colors, choose your texture, and your fabrics, all to amplify the style that you're looking at. Now remember, you're going in for a professional photo shoot, so don't hesitate to go all out and get your hair and makeup done, because that is literally like icing on the cake. The next thing I want you to keep in mind are the weather conditions in the place you're shooting at. If we're talking about humid weather, you definitely don't want to dress your kids up in really thick sweater type of clothing, because that would not be the most ideal situation. Make sure that all of you are comfortable throughout, because clothing should not prioritize the weather. At any point of time, if you're in doubt about the color scheme or the color coordination for all your outfits as a family, make sure to speak with your photographer in that pre-shoot consultation and get more ideas. The next most important thing to keep in mind while preparing for a photo shoot is the time you're going to be shooting, because timing is everything when it comes to working with children. The best time to do a photo shoot is during your baby's routine playtime, right after they have napped well, they've been fed well, and they have a lot of fresh energy, and of course a large threshold for the photographer to work within. Now, while the child's routine is of priority while deciding the time, also keep in mind from a photographer's perspective, if you're shooting outdoors, the best time to shoot is typically right after sunrise or just a little while before sunset. Now, in case your baby's timings don't coincide with these times, then talk to your photographer to figure out alternate times of day. Essentially, any good photographer will be able to shoot at pretty much any point in the day. The next point on my checklist is on you. Don't be late for your photo shoot. I understand that with kids in tow, it's really hard to stick to a certain timeline, but just be well prepared. We're talking about planning, but not just 30 minutes before the shoot, but making sure that all your clothes, your accessories, and everything else you possibly need is packed the night before. Because when you are late for a shoot, it tends to show that rushed feeling, that exhaustion from trying to get there on time. And of course, the stress, it really begins to show in a photo shoot. And while we want to document the most beautiful memories for you, we want to do it with good time in hand and not be stressed about a sunset to complete your photo shoot. The last point I want to leave you with is the kind of photographer you choose. Make sure it's someone you can see yourself getting along with. Now, in our pre-shoot consultation session, it can really help when I get to know a family and when they get to know a little bit about me. So when we meet, it's a lot more comfortable. This also helps break the ice a lot faster when your kids meet an absolute stranger. And this also helps to prevent those fake smiles we tend to see in a photo shoot when you don't know each other. Now, typically what we do in a photo shoot is that we make sure we come prepared with a range of activities and tasks that we can engage the entire family in, or even your child in, so that it feels like a seamless play date versus being like a very posed or forced photo shoot. Now, once you start engaging in all of these activities, you tend to forget that there is a camera pointed at you, so you can sort of forget about the photographer and really have a good time with your kids. So we get to capture all that natural love in our frames. Now, with this checklist in hand, you don't have to really panic or worry about the photo shoot at all, because anything beyond this list is really for us as photographers to prepare and check with you and make sure we remind you to bring what you need for it. So typically we take care of things end to end so that you can just show up and have a great time. I hope this video was useful to you. This is me, Amrita, signing off until the next video. Ta-da!